Okay, so now we need to get to the cities that are important enough to warrant a mark on this map. We have Austin, and Austin gets a star because it's our state capital. We have Houston. What's up, H-Town? Nope, I'll never say that one again. Not my thing. And it's right here by Galveston, and we're going to briefly mention this connection because most of Houston's money-making activity started here in Galveston. It got forced to Houston by the 1900 storm, and we'll talk about that later, like when we get to the 1900s. But right now, that connection's kind of important, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to think of this as like the Houston-Galveston Metro, okay? Another metro we have is this Dallas-Fort Worth Metro. Again, they're connected a lot of ways in the economics, which is the money making, the buying and selling of goods, exchanging, etc. You have Amarillo up here. You have Lubbock, El Paso. We have Brownsville way down here, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, Waco, and then Padre Island, which doesn't get a dot, but it gets a mention. It's like an honorable mention of cities, places. Okay. Then I'm going to switch to a different pen here. Okay. What's important about these cities, other than the fact that you can probably cover most country music with these cities and not find a song that mentions a city that is not on this map right now, is if you look, you'll notice Amarillo is right here on the river and right here by the Canadian River. The Red River, super important top river we have going on there. Dallas and Fort Worth are actually connected by the Trinity River. Austin is on the Colorado River. San Antonio is not necessarily on a river, but kind of, because it's got a river named after it. It's right by it. And the Guadalupe River, which I know runs very close to San Antonio. The Nueces River runs down here to Corpus Christi, which is actually sitting in its own little mini gulf. And then we have Waco's right here on this river as well. This is at Brazos River. Lubbock's on it. And it goes through the state. And it might look, let's say we're looking black and white, like El Paso and Brownsville aren't on a river, but you got to remember that Rio Grande goes all the way, like so. So every one of these cities is on or near water. And you're like, whoa, mind blown. I know. And why is this important? Why is it relevant? Because if you're over here in the mountain and basins region, you have very limited water. I mean, you have the Rio Grande and you have the Pecos River, and you only have a little bit of that. And that's all the river you got. If you're over here in the Great Plains, again, you don't have a whole lot of river happening. You have some. And up here, you just got a little bit. We have all the rivers in the coastal plains. But for these guys, water's hugely important. It gives you a way to travel. It gives you a way to get places. It gives you something to irrigate so you can get water to your crops so that you can grow crops, so that you can eat, so you can be alive in general. Water's real important over here, even if they don't have a lot of it. So you'll see that many of the big cities that spring up throughout the history are going to spring up near water. In fact, fun fact, civilization itself, like people grouping together and forming communities to live, began near a river.